Hey guys, this is the professor, and it's a great day to be out in the woods. Today, Marianne and I are setting up our compass course. We sometimes call it our vector hike. That's going to take us out through the woods here and let you practice your compass skills. Now, first of all, we have these trail markers, and what we've done here is to take some large plastic clothespins, some trail tape, using red for this hike, although there's different colors and different hikes can be in different colors. This is a piece of red about 2 feet long. And then, with a piece of fishing line, I've suspended an index card inside of a little Ziploc bag. And the Ziploc bag then, I've just gone through there with a darning needle so as to leave a very small hole. And hopefully this then won't catch too much rain. So if it stays out for a few days, the card will still be legible. Now on the front side of the card, what we have here is a note that this is the start of the vector hike. And the next station is 358 degrees, 200 feet away. Okay, today we're going to be using our Silva Director compass, which is a plate type of compass with our degree markings around the outside. We're going to set up for our first direction, which is going to be 358 degrees, and notice then that the compass has precision of 2 degrees on the markings, so we'll set that up. Now what we do in order to get our direction is we turn the entire compass until the red needle lies along the arrow. Now the next thing we have to do is to get the distance correct, and our first marker is some 200 feet down the trail from where we are now. In order to get that, you will need to know what your number of steps to make 100 feet really is. So on a course that's marked out back at camp, measure out what you're going to have for 100 feet. Now in my case, that distance is 38 of my steps. So as I mark off 38 steps, I will run up one bead here on my Ranger counting beads. 38 steps, move a bead. So that is 100. 38 more steps, move a second bead, and that's 200. Now, on my trail today, I'm going to set up the first few markers fairly close together because you want to build the skills to find those markers, and the first few are going to be closely spaced so that they won't be too difficult. As the hike progresses, they'll get farther and farther apart, so you'll have to be more and more cautious of your distance and be sure then that you look around and make sure that you can see the marker. Now, what we'll do then is we'll start down the trail with our compass direction of 358, and we will try for the distance of 200 feet. So let's give that a try, and we will look for our first marker. Well, as you can see, we found our second marker now, and it gives then the direction and the distance to the third marker. Now, as we made this trip down here, I'm reminded of my student Jeff. From the time that we laid out our first compass trail 25 years ago, Jeff made a corollary to Euclid's postulate that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Now, Jeff said while the shortest distance may be a straight line, it will always be the most difficult. So as you're making these trips between markers, you're going to have to use a little bit of creativity on getting there, and then try to keep track of your distance that you move, because you're likely not going to be able to go exactly in a straight line from point A to point B. So some adjustment is necessary, and some difference in steps is normal. Now what you should find though is that these markers are visible enough from a distance several feet in each direction. So even if you're off a little, you're still going to be able to find the next marker without too much trouble. Now as we set up for our third marker, notice here that we're saying 330 degrees for only 150 feet. So I'll take my 38 steps, then 19 more. I'll keep track of that on my Ranger counting beads. I'll reset them And of course, on short ones like this, you're not likely to forget. But if you have some of the longer ones, which are 300 or 400 feet apart, you may want to keep track of your bead count. Now on the Ranger counting beads here, we also have 9 beads on this side, which is going to get us up to 900 feet. And then of course, once those are all full, we can move 1 bead down here, which would represent 1,000 feet. Now, we have all the way up to 5,000, and so with this set of beads, we can easily go for a whole mile. But all of our markers here are going to be more closely spaced than that. The whole hike isn't going to be quite a mile. So, let's move on to the 3rd marker. And as we go then, this is the professor. And I'll see you on the next hike.